What? Try walking a mile in my shoes. There's rice in there. Hello, my friend. So today's video is about carbs versus fat. Fat and carbs, the ultimate battle. I'm telling you, there's a lot of confusion out there. I want to just set some things straight, because there's the high fat camp, there's the high carb camp, and they're lying to each other. They're lying to you about why their diet works and why the other one doesn't. And it's not true. I hate when people lie. Like, let's have some integrity and say what we know, share our information, and that's it. We work towards getting healthy, getting this planet healthy, and that's a good thing. So stop the lies. Okay, so the high carb camp will say the fat you eat is the fat you wear. As soon as your fat percentage goes up, like, okay, let's just say high carb is 80% carbs, 80% of your calories from carbs, 10% protein, 10% fat. You want to keep your fat low if you're eating carbs, and I agree with that. Once your fat starts going up to like 20%, problems start to happen. I mean, you can't use oxygen as well. You can't get the sugar into your cell as fast. Bad things happen, and that's the truth. So the problem with this, though, is saying, okay, no matter what, fat is bad. If 20% fat is bad, then all fat is bad no matter what. What really happens, though, when you raise your fat, it has to go beyond the level where you're no longer using glucose anymore. Your carbs have to be low enough to where you're not using sugar as fuel, and your body has to switch over to fat metabolism. The problem with mixing fats and carbs is the body prefers one or the other. Just give me one task. It's like multitasking for human beings. We're not really that good at it. As much as we want to think we are, we're so much better if we focus on one thing at a time. To utilize fat, we need a certain set of enzymes to do that. To utilize carbs, we need a completely different set of enzymes. So mixing them both, your body's just gonna freak out, and we can see that. If you're on a high carb diet, you start adding in fat, you're gonna get some weird reactions. You might get a candida overgrowth, or you get really tired, or you start breaking out in acne. It's a reality that your body's used to burning sugar, you're adding in fat for no reason, and your body doesn't like it, it's not happy. Same thing though, if you're on a high fat diet, you're used to burning fat for fuel, your carbs gotta be low. So you have certain enzymes using the fat, you start raising the carbs up, you're gonna experience the same problems. High fat is a legitimate way to eat. You can do it vegan, you can be healthy doing it. There's studies like the Eco-Atkins study, which is a vegan Atkins diet, but it's crazy. Like, even though they're using like tofu at every meal, they're insane, they still get benefits because they got the fat high and the carbs low, and you're not conflicting them both. This is the thing, you can't conflict them both. There is, if you're gonna do high carb, you do it 10%, 20% max of fat. High carb, 80% carb, 10% fat. It's a good ratio, it's scientifically documented, it works. So stick with that. If you're doing high carb, eat lots of fruit, eat starch if you want to. But don't go crazy on the nuts and seeds and the avocados. And on the other side of the fence, you eat the high fat, you eat the avocados, the coconuts, the nuts and seeds, soaked nuts and seeds, fermented. That's the easiest way to digest nuts and seeds. Lots of green leafy vegetables, low sugar. You keep the carbs low. You want like 60-70% fat. low carbs, under 100 grams probably. You can eat so much vegetables and vegetable juice and coconut water and still have low carbs, and you're burning the fat. It's a completely different experience, like fat versus sugar. Carbs are really good for intense exercise and bursts of speed, sprinting and explosive like Olympic weightlifting, whereas fat is more the steady, slow burning, long walks and jogging and bike rides. You can totally do all these things on fat. And for a more sedentary person who's not super athletic, fat is actually more beneficial in my opinion, because if you're on a high carb diet and you're sedentary, you're not using all the glycogen, you're not burning it off, so you have nowhere to store the sugar when you eat it. It's like, to really thrive on high carb, you want to be depleting all your glycogen through like intense exercise, and then you fill it back up again each day. Like that's how it works. Fat is more for the not sedentary. You can still be very active, but especially for just slow moving people who don't want to be Olympic athletes. They're not riding their bike for 2 hours a day. Like people who just want to live a normal life, fat is perfectly fine to fuel that. And brain wise, I mean, we can use fat just like we can sugar. So if you're doing a lot of mental work, you can do both, sugar or fat. So I just wanted to kind of clear that up a bit, because there's a lot of people saying fat's bad, but really you got to pick one. Pick one or the other. Neither is bad. You just got to do it right, so you're not conflicting with them both. And that's it. You'll be happy on your diet. You can do it vegan no matter what. High carb vegan, awesome. High fat vegan, awesome. Pick one. Pick one and switch between them. Maybe summertime is high carb, wintertime is high fat. But in my opinion, it's best to kind of stick with one and get your body used to digesting it, and that's the way I would go. That's the way I'm doing it. I've done plenty of cleansing on the high fruit diet, and now I'm trying to build up more with the fats, and it's different. It's different purposes. Fruit for detox, fat for building and nerve regeneration and stuff like that. So I hope that helps. Pick one, just stay vegan. That's it. Eat the plants, not your animal friends. And that's it. I hope that was helpful. Till next time, my friend.
Thanks for watching that wonderful video about
Look out for the truth bombs. Oh, there's one.
Please subscribe if you haven't done so already for some reason. Share it on your Facebook page. That sounds like fun. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And feel free to share your thoughts on the video, or whatever else is on your mind, down below. Ask me what to do next, and I might do it.
No guarantee.